In this video, I'm going to show you how I cut and shape ceramic tiles, where I get the tiles from, where I get the tools from, and I'm also going to show you some tips along the way. And I'm going to show you those right now. In this video, I'm going to show you how to cut circles out of ceramic tiles and also straight pieces out of ceramic tiles. So we're going to start off with the safety gear first, which is a must. Pair of safety eyewear, a mask to guard against the silica, and they need to be rated N95 if you're in the US, and we also have some here in Australia, N95, but P2 for those people in Australia. Or in the UK, I think it's UK is also P2, just check that out. A marker, side biters, which are flat on one side, curved on the other. Breaker scorer pliers, which are these ones here. They have a score wheel here, and I think these would be classified as a tongue on each side that help break the tile once you've scored it. And also compound nippers, Johnson tiles, and another brand tile. These are actually made in China, these ones, and the Johnson tiles are made in Malaysia, and also some water. Okay, so let's get into it. Now, when dealing with Johnson tiles, some people can have difficulty with them, and others find them quite easy to work with. I find they can be a bit hit and miss on the Johnson tiles because of how they've been made. They're quite tough, which I suppose is really quite good for outside, but yes, they can be a bit problematic at times. So what I tend to do is I score the Johnson tile, say in half if I'm going to do some small circles. So we'll just put the wheel at the start here, and we need to go over to that edge in one smooth motion, pushing firmly down. Now, some people do use their glass scorer as well, and that's fine, but because I have these, I use these. And also I prefer to have one for tile and one for glass. So my Thankyou glass scorer I use for my glass, and this one I use for tiles. Okay, so we just put it, I'll turn that around, so we just put it on the edge there, and we just score it across, and you'll hear that magic sound that I love. And then what we do is we put it in between the actual jaws, so that this piece is underneath the score line, and these, with a bit of pressure, will push down into the center, which means that then it'll push it down on itself. So let's try that. So we put it on the edge there, so that is down in the score line, and then the jaws are on each side, and we just push. And I hold it firmly here, and there you go. Now let's do it again. So again, we'll put it on the edge, push firmly, and score to the other side. And again, we put that there and break it. Now what we'll do is we'll draw a circle. Oh, that's a lovely circle, isn't it? That's just dandy, that's just real perfect. Okay, now Johnson tiles can be a bit problematic. So what we'll do is we'll have a go. We'll put it on the edge of the side biters, like that, and we'll just, there goes a plane. We'll just put it on the edge, and I usually just cut it off the corners. Get rid of some of it. Again, you're only putting it on the edge there, so if you put it in the middle there, it requires more pressure. So just on the edge there, and then cut. And it's quite easy to do. Just keep going around. Now, you'll notice it chipped. What I tend to do is when I get fairly close, I dunk it in some water. Now, this keeps the silica dust down, but what it also does is it seems to add a bit of softness to the ceramic. I'm not quite sure, but either way, then I use these, and I find it makes it easier. See? And it's better if you have a marker that's actually waterproof. This one's not. But anyway, this will give you an idea. Just keep going around. You take little bits off as you get closer to the size that you want. Just little bits. Don't be too overzealous with it. Okay, and then what you can also do is you can grind that with a grinder if you like, or you can use some tough sandpaper, but whatever you use, either do it wet or wear your mask on, because you don't want silica. At the moment I'm outside and the wind is just blowing that way, so it's blowing it away from me, or the breeze is. So you can finite that if you want. Just dip it in a bit more. And I've done a video on this already, just a small video on what the water actually does. And the water apparently works, and I haven't tried it, but the water apparently works with crockery as well. So anyway, that's one circle. So we'll do another one, but we'll do a straight edge. So again, we'll just put it down there, score the line. And then put those in between and break it. Now, up on the screen now is a photograph of a machine that can do it, a hand machine that can actually, you don't need a scorer and breaker pliers. If you're doing straight edges, you can actually use this machine and it'll do it a lot easier. And also you'll get very, very straight edges. So you might want to look at those. They're not very expensive. I think at Bunnings they're around about $25 to $300, depending on how elaborate you want to get with one. You know how, if you're going to go professional, you'd probably go the $295 one. But if you're not, then one of these cheapies, which are about $25, $35, will work quite well for you, and that'll give you your straight edges. So now what we'll do is we'll have a look at the other tile. I'll just move that out the way. Okay, so we'll have a look at this tile, which is, I don't think it's going to be as tough as the Johnson tiles, but either way, we'll give it a go. So again, we'll try the scoring option with this and see how it performs, because like I said, you're going to get different tiles are going to perform differently. They're going to shape different, they're going to cut differently, and some will cut easier than others. It's like plates, really, the same thing. So we're just going to put our scorer on the edge there, score across. Hear that lovely sound, a consistent sound. Put our, again, our scorer edge that's there. We're going to put that underneath the score line, and then they're going to break the score line either side. Now that was not a high sound like the Johnson tile, so therefore this ceramic is not as dense as the other. It's not been high-fired like the Johnson tiles. And you'll probably find, if you were to wet the back of that, you'd probably find that would absorb the moisture a lot more than the Johnson tiles, which means that you'd have to be very careful of these if you live in a freeze-thaw situation, because I wouldn't use these outside. Because when anything absorbs water in ceramic or crockery in a freeze-thaw situation, the droplets swell about 8–10%. And then that's where you get that expansion within the ceramic tiles and the constant freeze-thaw, and it can crack your tile, and your mosaic, you get a failure. So you have to be careful. Whatever you use outside, make sure that it's been very high-fired so as it doesn't absorb moisture. And this is not high-fired. In fact, this is probably a wall tile. I'm not really quite sure, I just sort of picked it up by the colours. So keep that in mind. Don't use anything outside that's going to be porous in a tile, because you're going to get a failure in your mosaic. So let's now draw a lovely circle, one of my lovely circles. There you go. There. Well, we must have a bit of fun while we go. Now again, I won't need to use water on this because, like I said, it's not as dense. So we'll use our side binders, and we'll just put it on the edge there. Go through this side. Actually, breaks very, very well, pretty easy. A little bit of a pressure, but nothing major. Okay. Now you can continue to use these side binders if you like, but we'll give a go with these compound nippers. And I really like using these. The only thing is that it requires a lot less effort than the side biters, but they open up quite wide. So what you can do is put an elastic band around there, just to push them in a bit more, and that will make it a lot easier on your fingers and your hands, especially if you have small hands. So just keep that in mind. And with this we'll go, oh yeah, that's beautiful. You won't need any water on these at all. There you go. And these compound nippers are like, you know, just well worth their money. Oops, I've just closed it accidentally, so we'll open that again. So there you go. Cute little face. I say cute only because I can't draw for nuts. In fact, I use the computer. I find that easier to deal with. So there's that one and that one. And now what we'll do is we'll do a straight line, see how it goes in a straight line. And you can use a ruler for your straight line. That's not a problem, but we'll do a straight line here. Hope you can see that. Move the water out the way. Okay, and then we'll put him there and see how well it breaks in a straight line. Oh yeah, that's good. Let's try another one, see how we go. Keep our fingers crossed. Oh yeah, that's really good. So in actual fact, this is quite easy to do for a straight line, easier than the Johnson tiles. But remember, these are obviously being fired higher. So now let's try another one, see if we can really get it down a little bit more. I don't expect this to work, but we'll give it a whirl. No, it goes too narrow because you can't get the full break from the each side of the breaker there. But you can certainly break them into smaller lengths like that anyway. But yes, you're going to find that. You're going to find different tiles are going to break differently. Some are going to crumble, some are going to be extremely hard, and also depends on thickness. That looks like it's like a, that's slightly larger. So this looks like it's going to be like a 6mm compared to this one. But anyway, that gives you a bit of a go. So they're the tools I use, and I find they work really well to achieve what I need to achieve. And like I say, if you have trouble with the Johnson tiles or anything that's very difficult, try the water and see how you go. Now, where do I get the tools from? Okay, I'll put a link down below in the description area for the tools. And if you're in the US or the UK, you'll need to Google them, but they will be available in those countries and further afield. And also the tiles, here in Australia you can get them from Bunnings, but bear in mind that Australia is very limited in coloured tiles. From what I can see, we can get whites, we can get greys, and we can get blacks, but when it comes to colour tiles it can be quite limiting. So my suggestion is Bunnings, specialty tile stores, and that is a very good place to go to because it's more personal, so you can speak to the manager or the owner of the business, and by setting up a contact there, they're likely to give you a call when they have some tiles that have been broken that may be of use to you, or on their display boards where they stick the tiles to, you might be able to get those tiles off when they're finished with them. You know, a new line of tiles comes out and you can probably get the old ones. So setting up a contact with a specialty tile store is a really good place to start. Also, thrift stores, sometimes they'll have a few odd tiles there, or you can also go to the shops, the recycle places like near a tip shop, because they will have tiles that have been given to them from tilers that they've done a job on, and they may not want them, so therefore they'll put them into the recycle places. But bear in mind, most of what I've seen is going to be your whites and your greys of various sizes. When it comes to coloured tiles, they can be quite difficult to get from a recycle place. But I have seen the little dollar size ones, you know, on the mesh, and they are good to use. So you can pick up those sometimes pretty cheap. But as far as the square ones go in colours, it's not always easily available secondhand. So there's a few, and also you can pick up a few here and there from when people put things out on the nature strips to get rid of them. Always ask, because in some councils it can be illegal to pick them up from the nature strips, and in other places it's quite fine. But sometimes people will throw out, you know, a quarter of a box of coloured ceramic tiles that you can use for your mosaics. So there's a few places to try, and it's really just a matter of hunting around. And plus you've got the internet and also specialty mosaic stores online, or mosaic stores in general, maybe in your area, and they may have some ceramic tiles. So there's a few places to start. I hope you've enjoyed the video. I hope you've taken something away from it, and I'll see you in the next one. Enjoy.